Because context matters. The golfers who play for LIV get their millions and hundreds of millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. That fund is controlled by the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. Who's he? Let's run down the list. MBS, as they call him, pursued the war in Yemen that's caused what the United Nations called last September the worst man-made humanitarian crisis on the planet. Millions are on the brink of famine. The fighting has killed more than 150,000 people. The airstrikes have slaughtered nearly 15,000 civilians, according to an estimate by the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project. Mohammed bin Salman, the overlord of LIV Golf, is accused of war crimes in Yemen by the Human Rights Watch. In 2017, MBS's security forces arrested hundreds of the richest people in Saudi Arabia under the guise of fighting corruption, locked them up and for weeks in this Ritz-Carlton hotel. The New York Times reported 17 of them went to the hospital after abuse, and one later died. The result? Powerful people who might challenge Mohammed bin Salman's rule got the message. Don't do it. MBS dismissed the rule of law and fundamental rights, according to the Middle East director of Human Rights Watch. The number of executions in MBS's kingdom is in the top 5 in all the world. 3 months ago, on a Saturday afternoon, they executed 81 men, 7 of them Yemenis, for holding what the kingdom called deviant beliefs. In 2019, MBS's security forces admitted they beheaded 37 Saudis, most of them minority Shiites, and afterwards crucified one. The headless corpse of another man whom the kingdom described as a Sunni extremist, placed on a spike and publicly displayed as a warning to others. And of course, Jamal Khashoggi. 4 years ago, MBS approved the operation that ended in the death of the journalist and vocal critic of the royal family and MBS. U.S. intelligence confirmed it in a report released last year. The Washington Post columnist entered the Saudi Arabian embassy in Istanbul, Turkey, and never came out. Turkish officials say a team of 15 Saudi agents had arrived from Saudi Arabia on 2 private jets. The officials say they went to the consulate 3 days before Khashoggi and disabled security cameras. Istanbul's chief prosecutor said Khashoggi was suffocated almost as soon as he entered that consulate and that his body was dismembered, cut up with a bone saw, and destroyed. The White House did not penalize Mohammed bin Salman. The New York Times reported such action would have been at too high a cost for U.S. and Saudi cooperation in counterterrorism and confronting Iran. But Khashoggi's murder, the deaths of thousands of civilians in Yemen, the alleged trampling of human rights, the public beheadings, that crucifixion, and the allegations of war crimes are all on Mohammed bin Salman, the chairman of the public investment fund that supplies the money for LIV Golf. LIV Golf is an attempt by Mohammed bin Salman to elevate the public opinion of his kingdom and himself. This isn't the NBA profiting from a relationship with China. This is individual players and courses and others taking money directly from the Saudi kingdom and Mohammed bin Salman. Of course, Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia and Dustin Johnson and all the rest know that, or they should.